One day when I went to an Apollo meeting, Jeff Gueldner was there. Jeff Gueldner, I went to the University of Kansas. Jeff Gueldner played on the national championship team and was a really good player. He brings that same type of intensity to the insurance world. He brings that same type of teamwork that it takes to be a championship basketball player to our team at Apollo. He brings integrity. He brings a true spirit of wanting to do well, of wanting to be successful to the group. And I'm proud to work with him.
My name is Jeff Gueldner. I grew up in a small town in East Central Illinois by the name of Charleston. Typical kid, grew up playing every sport that involved a ball. Was fortunate enough that I got pretty good at basketball and was given an opportunity to come to the University of Kansas and play basketball. And like anybody with a sound mind or body, I graciously accepted. And it was definitely the best decision, or one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. The people that I met, the relationships I had, the experiences that I had are immeasurable, and I still, think about those things today and the lessons that I learned. I've got 3 great daughters that are no longer kids. Sophomore, 2 of them are sophomores at KU, and I've got another little girl, I say little, who's going to be playing basketball at Drake next year. So very proud of what they've been able to accomplish as young women and being able to take part in their lives as well. I made probably the worst decision I ever made in my life about 12 years ago and decided to open a used car dealership. I thought, well, I'm good at relationships and getting to know people. I love cars, so it should be a natural fit, and huge mistake. Unfortunately for me, at the tail end of that, I was also diagnosed with cancer and was also told that I was getting a divorce. So needless to say, that was a time in my life that was not a high point. And I had to make some decisions about what I wanted to do with the next chapter of my life. I knew I wasn't going to let cancer beat me, but I still had to figure out something to do and where I was going to go. I just happened to be out looking on Craigslist and saw a general ad that was not specific to an industry. It was just more of a personality trait that they were looking for, and I thought, well, what the heck? I sent a note in, and it turns out it was to Scott Eckley, who was our president, and said, look, I'm very particular about what I will do, what I will not do. I only want to be involved with products that I believe in, so what do you do? And he said insurance, and the first thing I can remember when he told me that on the phone, I'm like, oh, no, not insurance. I've avoided it like the plague my whole life. The perception I always had of insurance was, oh, I've got to try to shove a square peg into a round hole. I got to go out and solicit my family and friends, try to force some product on them that they probably don't even want. But I agreed to meet, and we sat down and talked for a couple hours, and he introduced me to the concept of being an independent broker, of getting appointed with all carriers and being licensed in whatever state I wanted to be licensed in. And I really put a lot of thought into how that fits for me, and being able to say, okay, here's a complete product suite versus you have to take this product or I can't sell you. And fortunately for me, I was the right fit at the right time, and have never looked back, and it's one of those great decisions. So, hopefully I continue to make great decisions and don't follow that car dealership decision, and time will tell. Really as a professional, not just as a health advisor, what I believe one of my biggest strengths is the ability to form a relationship. I care, so I take the time to ask the questions and to really get to know somebody. One of the things that we do that's so different than other health insurance brokers that I believe is we actually take the time to listen and formulate strategies for our clients. I don't sell. I don't want to sell. I don't like to sell. Yes, I am a salesperson, but I really believe that my job is to ask questions and to listen, and then ultimately educate my clients on what their options are, and then implement their strategy, their chosen strategy, not one that I force them into. All right. I do believe that Apollo is one of and it's testament to our growth, a rare bird, if you will, especially in the Kansas City area. Scott Eckley, who is, as our owner, has a lot of foresight and is always out looking for the next product, the next opportunity. Where does he think the market's going to go? The ACA, love it or hate it, is still here, so we have solutions there. We have alternative solutions for those who don't fit or that can't afford it or whatever. I've gotten very involved on the group side. Small groups ranging from 2 to 200, and all the different avenues that are involved there to sell, just to kind of broaden my perspective as a broker, but also to bring a different type of clientele to Apollo. And I think what we do better than anybody is we listen. You know, we understand that everybody is different. Everybody has a different set of circumstances, and that they need somebody that's going to listen and actually try to solve their problem and formulate a solution. I'm Jeff Gueldner, and I am your Apollo Insurance Advisor.